Yo, what's up, guys? Aaron here, and I got a funny ass story for you guys today. It's coming around summertime now. It's actually out here in California. It's starting to feel a lot like summer. It's actually like 85 degrees out today, and it's starting to remind me of my first job because last summer I actually got my first job, and I figured I'd tell you guys the story of what happened at my first job. This is literally, no joke, the most embarrassing story of my life, and well, I've had some pretty embarrassing stories, but this is probably the worst, and I figured I'd tell you guys it. So when I was 17, I got a job at Subway, and if you guys don't know what Subway is, it's pretty much like a sandwich place. They're pretty popular. I'm sure you guys probably have one around. Anyways, guys, so I got this job when I was around 17, and I had graduated high school a year early, so I was working here full time, and this actually happened the second day of my works. First day was pretty chill. It was actually it was like a night shift my first day, and my second day was lunch shift. And if you guys have ever worked at a restaurant or anything like that, you'll know that lunchtime is literally your least favorite time ever. It sucks, guys. Like, literally, if you're working lunchtime, you gotta be, you get stressed out. And this particular Subway was right on the beach, because I live right near the beach, and it was banging on like around like 11 o'clock through 1 o'clock. It was banging, man. There was like hot chicks coming in all day, and I wish I was banging them. There was hot chicks coming in bikinis and stuff, and like there was lines out the door, and it was insane. I've never seen that many people at a restaurant in my life. Anyways, the second day of my work comes along, and I had a real fucking fuck ass for a boss. My boss at this job was just absolute. You guys know how it is when you have a boss that's always right over your shoulder telling you what to do every second. I hate that. He was literally there every second telling me what to do and telling me that I was doing it wrong, and over again nonstop. And it wasn't just like, he wasn't just trying to help me out. He was just being a dick. And he was doing this all day, and it was like my 7th hour at this job, and I was getting tired, and it was lunchtime. I worked opening shift. And so I told my boss, I was like, "Can I take a little break?" And he's like, "Going back and wash dishes." And actually, I just put some bread in the oven, and the bread goes in there for about 60 minutes, and then you can turn it off. So my bread was in the oven. Keep that in mind. You guys will understand why it's relevant later. And so the bread was in the oven, and I went back, and so this sink at this job wasn't your normal sink. It was like a 2-piece sink. And so what I didn't know, and what my boss didn't tell me, is that you can't drain both sinks at once, or it literally will flood the entire place. And stupid Aaron, he turned both nozzles, and it starts to drain. And so I was like, okay. Then I heard the doorbell ring, or the little like ding dong when the customer comes in. So I was like, I went up front and started serving the customer, and my boss was on lunch break, and so I start hearing like the sound of water, and I keep serving the customer, and I'm like, damn, what's going on? Is like the toilet broken or something in back? And then I finished with the customer, and I walk in back, and no joke, guys, 2 inches of water. It was bad, guys. Like, this was like Aaron's, and this was the end of Aaron's career right here. And so I run over, and I turn the sink off, obviously, and I tried to, like, the water was heading towards where the computer was, because we had like a little work computer you could like do fucking work on, and so the water was heading towards the work computer, and it was actually heading towards all the like packaged food. And it probably would have ruined all the packaged food. So I grab the mop, and I start mopping it up, trying as fast as I can. While this is happening, my boss literally walks in. He just looks at me. He's so pissed. Like, he walked in, and he just looked mad as hell. All of a sudden, the oven starts beeping, and I was like, oh, damn, the bread is done. And I run around the corner. Now, let's do a little backtrack. When I got the job, my boss said, Aaron, you got to get... My boss told me I had to get anti-slip, fucking shoes that don't slip. And little cheap ass Aaron went to pay less, and the non-slip shoes were like $10 more, so I just got regular shoes, no big deal. And I'm running around this corner, and all of a sudden my feet start pulling some fucking Tokyo drift action. Both my feet take off. I slide around the corner, and I literally just slam down on my ass so hard, and I start sliding across the entire store. No joke. I slid like 15 feet. All the customers are looking at me laughing. There was like 30 customers in there laughing. I slide across the entire restaurant all the way to where the bread was, and I hit the bread cabinet so hard, and I stop really fast, and no joke, the entire bread cabinet starts to tip over, and all the bread starts to fall out, and the bread cabinet where all the bread is, literally had probably like 200 pieces of bread, and all of it falls out. The whole bread cabinet falls down on top of me, and it kind of hurt, honestly. And like all 200 pieces of bread were wrecked. And at the time, I just literally was so straight-faced and so pissed off, and I was just like, my job is done. This is it. You know, my finances flashed before my eyes. And so all of a sudden, I hear my boss laughing. My boss walks up to me. He's just standing there. He's just laughing his ass off. He's just cracking up. And then he actually took me in back and was like, look, man, like, I'm not sure if you're cut out for this job. I'm going to send you home for the day. And he sent me home for the day. And actually, guys, believe it or not, I totally thought I was going to get a call saying, you know, you're fired or whatever. I actually worked there for like a month and a half after that. I felt so bad about wrecking all the bread. I think I ended up giving my boss like $50 for my paycheck or something like that. But anyways, guys, let this be a lesson to you. If you're stressed out at work, don't get stressed out, because the more stressed out you get, the more panicky you get, and shit like that happens. So just try to stay calm at work and think things through, guys. Anyways, that's not what I like to do. I like to fuck things up. So hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you did, stick around. I got more coming. And yeah, guys, peace out.